Doesn't sound very evil.
Yeah, is that evil enough for you?
No, it's still not good.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. We are a Tick affiliate. I always forget to say that. Every week, before the podcast starts, I'm like, I need to remember to say it, and then we broadcast live, and I always forget. So I just wanted to say that we've got Tick fam in the house every week here with B Money. B Money, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Ready for another exciting Wednesday, man.
Yeah, man. I want to share some of my thoughts on Black Ops 4 with you guys because I actually did pick it up.
Okay.
And,
All right.
has some interesting things to say about it. So, and then we have representing the Scumcast, Mr. Slow-Mo Backslap. What's going on, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's been a decent week. Today has been interesting, to say the least. But yeah, I'm ready to get into these topics, man.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of there's definitely a lot of rumors and speculation out there. But I got some juice, man. I got some nuggets to share with you guys too, from I would say a pretty reliable source. But we'll talk about
from your quote unquote sources.
Yes, my sources.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my sources. Yes. And then hey, big shout out to Eric Jackson. Couldn't make it tonight. We miss you, man. Hope the family's doing well, man. And
absolutely.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you next week, bro. So, I think Gaming Forte. I think he's joining us tonight. Maybe he's running a little late, but
send him an angry message.
Yeah, I mean, well, dude, where are you? I'm gonna send him a message. Be like, dude, step into my office because you're fucking fired.
Wait a minute, which movie was that? That was Something About Mary.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
What if someone comes up with 5-minute abs? 5 minutes? He's like, you can't even. What do you say? He's like, you can't even.
Can't even break a sweat with 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Come into my office. Good. Now you're fired.
He's like, come to my. Yeah, he's like, step in my office. He's like, why? Because you're fucking fired. That movie was hilarious, man.
Yeah, they don't make movies like that no more.
No, they really don't. They don't. So, big shout out to everyone in the live chat, by the way. Live chat is always great. Oh, my man, the drunk cat is in a big shout out to Al Alcoholocaust. Those of you who don't know, Al actually used to be a co-host on BRAP, and Al used to drop some nuggets for us on occasion. So, yeah, man, it's good to see you in the live chat, Al. Ashley Lucas says Forte too busy playing Destiny. That could be true. He might be on Destiny.
You know. Let me check Discord because he always because if he on Destiny, it will show that mother. He is on Destiny. I'm sorry.
Is he really?
Intervention because he up there with B's 2K addiction when it comes to Destiny.
Wait, is he on Destiny right now?
It says.
Wow.
Gaming Forte playing Destiny 2. So I'm about to be get your punk ass.
Lucas says I'm in party chat with him. Wow, that's so savage. That's cool, man. If he wants to play Destiny, that's fine.
Yeah, had to call off, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's all good.
Use that sick time.
Yeah, right. He's using. Hey, Luca, tell me he's using up a day of PTO. So that's funny, man. Probably running gambit.
Forte? Don't you realize that you can't take breaks around here? We don't do those breaks. We work 100-hour podcasts around here. Okay.
Yeah, we're like
that. You gotta get out.
They call us Rockstar North.
I'm not paying you no attention right now, bro. Bro, so I am the new owner of a Wish Ender bow. Congratulations to me. That's what took me so long to get here because there was no way I was going to be able to talk and get that at the same time.
Nah, no worries, man. I even told the girl, I was like, hey, man, if he wants to play Destiny, it's all good, man. You know, and then Slow-Mo went nuts. He's like, nah, man, we're like Rockstar. We put in 100-hour work weeks here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope. I told him, I was like, bro, we got to get this done. I said, we got to get this done.
Hey, you know what's funny is that Luca hopped into the live chat And she's like, "Oh, he's playing Destiny." She's like,
she at a party with us right now.
Yeah, she's like, I'm at a party with him right now. She ratted you out.
No, she gonna sit there and say, she said, "Aren't you a panel member?" I was like, yeah, but I said, there's no way that we're literally on a final boss, and there's no way I'm leaving this final boss until this wish ender is in my hand. We've been at that shit for 9 hours, dude.
9 hours?
Well, you got to do it twice. So the first time we went through it, it wasn't 9 hours. We've been playing since 2:00, and we took like an hour break.
Oh shit!
So the first time through the Shattered Throne, because none of us ever did it before. This is like the first time we did it. We did it blind.
Wait, is this the whole Festival of the Lost thing that's going on right now?
No. This is the third week of the corruption, when it's the strongest inside of the Dreaming City. You get that's the only time you can get the Wish Ender. So we wasn't high enough power 3 weeks ago to even attempt it, because it's a 590 light activity. It's higher than the raid. So we did everything today. We started at 2:00. It took us like 4.5 hours to beat it the first time. And we had to do a couple of story missions, and then we had to go back and beat it again, and we just finished it.
Nice, man. That's awesome, dude. So I take it the Wish Ender bow is pretty badass then.
No, it's trash.
Is it really?
It's trash. No, I ain't gonna say it's trash. It has it if they fix the draw speed on it, and because it's a real elongated draw speed on it, and the main perk of seeing through walls really doesn't do anything for you. I mean, by the time you do that, the person probably done already killed you. So they got to do a couple of things to fix it. It's just more. I mean, honestly, it's probably one of the best activities in the game that's not a raid, because it's basically a 3-man raid that you can do.
Gotcha.
And it's
that's pretty cool. Good. Yeah, that's cool. I gotta get back to Destiny, man. I've been I've been busy playing some other stuff. But I get back to did you guys see that picture that I posted of the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag poster that I have?
Sure did. It looked pretty good. Was that Todd McFarlane drew that?
McFarlane, yeah.
It looked like his art style.
Yeah, I also have a Titanfall one done by him that I'll show you guys. I'll take pictures. I'll show you guys my my gaming room. I literally have a room now in my basement that's like a gaming room. I got like a couch, bunch of other shit. It's nice, man. I'll show pictures. But yeah, Forte, I got that poster from buddy of mine used to work at GameStop. So I don't know if you remember, was that like a pre-order type thing? Do you know? Is that because I don't know how you got the poster, but
what kind? Is it like a 2-sided poster? Or is it like one of those cardboard like?
Nah, it's a 2-sided poster. So that
was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, okay. So I got that with Titanfall, and then I got the Assassin's Creed one. And then he gave me a wolf. He gave me a Wolfie one, which is pretty badass. So, yeah. So Al's actually saying Destiny 2 is hype right now. Working on the Horror Story auto rifle now. It is legit.
Shit, dog. It's so much stuff to grind for in this game right now. It's not enough time.
So Bungie King, they deliver the goods,
dude. It's I can't even tell you. It's like I've been trying to get everything done because I leave to go out of town next week, and it's like I'm trying to like get as much of it done as possible, and I haven't even been able to even get on a second character yet. It's like so much stuff going on this week that I might only be able to do just one character this week, which is fine.
Yeah,
but it's way too much. It's like you don't even know where to start anymore. They're adding new things to the game. Festival of the Lost, like the Infinite Four is being remade in a spooky manner. It's really cool. Being able, the highest I ever we seen somebody go in the Infinite Forest is 13 levels down, which is pretty incredible because you literally only got 15 minutes to do it, and it's kind of crazy watching people do it. So, dude, it's the grind is there for if you want it, and it's amazing, man. They got it in a good place.
That's awesome, man. That's good to hear. So this is primarily the only game you're playing right now, then, right?
No, I actually started Assassin's Creed. I started
okay.
Yeah, I started Assassin's Creed, and then
I was going somewhere with that, Forte.
Oh, well, where were you going with that?
If you said yes, I would have said, well, you're not a hardcore gamer.
Oh, yeah.
we're not gonna have that conversation, but yeah. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So you're playing Bungie. You're playing Bungie. You're playing Destiny 2.
Well, you are playing Bungie technically.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You just started that.
Yeah, I'm only like 5 or 6 hours in, but boy, is it good?
Woo! Good. So I'll give you my thoughts here in a little bit. So you're enjoying it then? That's awesome.
Oh, dude, the game. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that this game Destiny has so much for me to do in it, I probably would have already been done with Assassin's Creed. It takes a real special game for me to like put down a game I really like. God of War was that game. I literally didn't play anything but that game until I beat it. This game has the feeling and remnants of that. It's just the fact that this is like the second Assassin's Creed game I ever played, so I'm not as invested in it as I am in something like God of War when I played every last one of them.
Gotcha. Now I hear you, man. Yeah. So is that in terms of gaming right now?
Oh, that's it, bro. I literally put Spider-Man in my PS4 Pro just to load it, and I haven't even went back to it yet.
Fraud.
Wow.
Sorry, bro. Came out the wrong time. How you gonna come out How you gonna come out 2 days after one of the most played games of this year?
What game is that?
What game are we talking? What game were we just talking about, sir?
It
wasn't Assassin's Creed.
One of the most played games this year.
I said it's one of the most played games this year.
Okay, I'm just like I'm thinking about the game that probably will be higher rated and higher voted for game of the year. Spider-Man would be a better game to play, and then you can go back to your destiny at some point. I mean, that's just me.
But wait, slow mo. But isn't Spider-Man a single player experience that you can enjoy at any time compared to Destiny being a living, breathing world where you
can enjoy that at any time too?
No, because you, sir. Can I get my wish in there anytime? I had to wait 3 weeks to get it because I couldn't get it last time. So that just debunks your whole argument.
No, it doesn't. This just shows how Bungie got y'all strung out like crackheads.
Here we go.
Are you serious right now, bro? What mastery level are you in Warframe, sir?
14.
You're 14. You know how many hours is that for you to get the mastery level 14, sir?
But you know what? I put Warframe down and play other games.
No. I don't want to hear no excuses.
There is no excuses. That's a fact.
How many hours did it
down to play other games?
I'm
so stuck on one game that I can't play.
No, you still haven't answered the question. How long?
Your question is inconsequential. Your question is makes no sense.
You know what? Let me just go pull up your player card.
Pull up how many hours I played Warframe, but also pull up the fact that I already completed Spider-Man.
Go ahead
and pull up that I played and beat Detroit twice.
Slow-mo.
I beat Detroit. Did you beat God of War?
I beat God of War.
Okay,
I beat
good.
so many games this summer. I probably have beaten at least 10 games this year. So I'm not just
how many of those were 2 hour experiences?
2?
I'm just messing with
actually, no, not even that. Like Tacoma may have been about 4 hours, and Vanishing Ethan Carter was like 5. Outside of that,
you ain't have to answer that question, bro. That was just me throwing shade at you.
I know, and I take that shade, I turn it around, and I hit you with the 1-2. So it's all good.
Look, man, I don't care what you say. You just tried to just spin doctor that whole conversation.
Yeah, he did.
How did I spin doctor it?
You literally just did. Like I asked you how much time, and you just came at me like, "Oh, but I don't care how much time I play. I still beat Spider-Man, huh?"
The whole point of my argument is that you want to play. No. I don't know how much time I've spent in Warframe. You want me to go look it up?
I mean, you can. You know everything else.
Ooh.
I do know everything else.
I know you know everything else.
But I will look up my time in Warframe. But the point I was making is that when games come out that I want to play, I can detach from the crack. Detach from that drug. That is that.
Wait, hold on. It's not my fault that games like, let's say, Division couldn't hold your attention long enough for you to actually stick with it.
There's no more content in the Division right now.
Exactly. It's not my fault that they stopped bringing out content. Wait. is it my fault that Spider-Man's their DLC still hasn't released yet? So you're not over there playing it?
According to Slow-Mo, it's releasing too early.
Wait. Is it also my fault that Detroit Become Human, you only decide to go through it 2 times versus the multiple times you could have went through the game to get every ending in that game? Because if I know Slow-Mo is a completionist, and Slow-Mo would have went back and played that game 6 times to get every ending in the end of it. But it looks like he didn't do that, so he must didn't enjoy that game as much as he's putting out that he did.
What? Well, you're making a lot of assumptions.
I'm just asking you. No, those are all questions I'm asking you.
Okay, all right. You really want me to answer all these questions?
You can definitely you can answer them in any order you want to. Take your time because it's still not going to make sense when you do answer.
I got half of them, so I'm not going to do all that.
Well, I will
say is that I really did enjoy Detroit, although I didn't enjoy it enough for me to platinum it, to go in and do all the other different choices, because some of them are very like minute and you have to do a whole bunch of weird stuff, and then really what it is just going into each chapter and not really playing the whole game over again. And you know what, maybe I would have decided to do that, but I could say, you know what, I don't care, I already uninstalled it. So but it's a good game, I enjoyed it, played it twice. Now what my point is that there are no games that hold me like hold me hostage, where like I'm like, oh, I really want to play this game, but I can't because I'm playing this ongoing game that's not going anywhere. And by the way, with the Division, the Division is where Destiny 1 was right before Destiny 2 came out. They were only giving you small little drip drop things to kind of keep things going, although what they are providing really isn't enough of a pull. It's just the shield commendations, which I log in, I knock it out in 2 days, I'll log out, and when they drop the next one, I'll log in for the Division again. What I am saying is that it's about juggling all these games, man. Like all I'm trying to do, I'm trying to help you, Forte. I'm trying to help you enjoy these gaming experiences and realize it's not all about just Destiny.
Look, man.
It's actually kind of average. I don't want to hurt your feelings with that, but it is kind of true. It's just kind of average, and it's okay.
What was the Metacritic score of Destiny 2? Well, it was like a 80 what?
84.
84. Is that average?
No, that's not average. It's an average. It's
good. It's a good game.
It's good.
I'll upgrade it to good. Other games like Spider-Man have a higher Metacritic.
All right.
Anyway,
so let's talk about what you're playing, man. What games are you playing right now, man?
Okay. As Forte mentioned, I am playing Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
I do play a little bit of Destiny with Luca, Gaming Forte, Don Julio, shout out, Sir Taz, shout out, Villain. We get it together, we get it in Gambit, and exposing these fools, hardhead, who don't know how to play Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that post he put up in the Discord?
Bruh, let's not go down the rabbit hole.
Wait. I just got one thing.
Hardhead has a very hard head. He don't know what he's talking about.
One thing I need to say about that, man. Hardhead, if you ever listen to this podcast, you fraudulent asshole, you. Dude, how you go sit here? I literally told you to post stats about your accomplishments in Destiny a week ago, and you literally posted them today because you went in there and literally had to go into the dojo and get your practice on so you could tell all your friends that you were playing with to like, hey, let me grab every moat, let me do all the invading so you can get 96 moats and 76 kills and 12 invader kills. It took you literally a week.
He didn't even post the stats. He didn't even post his stats. He posted a screen cap of one game, not his actual stats that we asked for, because he tried to call everybody in the Discord trash at PvP. Yet we went and looked up his stats and found out somebody been frauding. So anyway, let's not get into that.
Move on.
I've been playing that.
Usual suspect as usual.
I started this is probably freak you guys out. I started the Order 1886.
Yeah.
Nah.
Enjoy your 6 hours.
Whoa. Well, I did about 30 minutes, and I was just like, what the? So I may finish it just to finish it and get rid of it. But yeah, so I've been playing that, and then I got into Google's Project Stream for the Assassin's Creed Odyssey beta. And that's what it's been funny. I've been really wrapped up in that this week, but not in the sense that you're thinking. I've been wrapped up in trying to get it to work.
Wow. So it's not even working with you.
Yeah, and this is I feel weird talking about it. I feel weird talking about it because everyone else has had very positive experiences about it and saying so many glowing things about, the latency is very low and it's exactly what they expected. And I'm just sitting over here like, huh? Like, so, like, now, full disclosure, I have a 100 meg up and down. I have Verizon Fios fiber internet. So I have the best that you can, as far as bandwidth that you can get in this country. And my data speed is 4 times what Google suggested that the minimum you need to have, which was 25. My computer's not that great, admittedly. And
maybe it's your computer.
Yeah, I do believe that is what the bottleneck is. I believe because when I was running it, had Task Manager up and I'm looking at my CPU usage and it was like hitting 90%, 199%. And I'm like, I have nothing else on. I have an i5. Its computer's probably about 4 years old. I have an i5.
Was it running hot?
No. It's just 99%. Everything and look, literally nothing else running, no other applications running, no other tabs up. I made sure when I played it that everyone else was asleep and it was no one else streaming anything on the network. And man, I tell you, the opening cinematic was like a slideshow. I had to stop and restart it multiple times just so I can catch everything in the story that I was missing because you would hear people talking, but the screen would freeze. The opening battle tutorial, I had to do that multiple times too because I would be getting attacked and my screen would be frozen. So, and what I noticed is just that like I would start out having good latency and then it would just slowly deteriorate. And so I sent Google some feedback. I don't want to make it, and I know other people have had better experiences. I do really believe it's just the hardware. If I had a better laptop to use, and I think I'm probably like the perfect person that Google wanted to try this out on because they wanted to try because their requirements wasn't you gotta have a bomb ass computer. They just said download speed, make sure you're not streaming anything else on your network, and have a Ubisoft Uplay account, and you're all set. And so I'm pretty sure before they want to get really started with whatever they're doing, as far as getting into the gaming industry, that Google wants to be able to make sure that stuff can work on old hardware and not just someone's brand new laptop or brand new gaming rig. So I'm still definitely interested in keeping on and continue playing the game. I have my moments where I'm doing combat and things are good. And then I have my moments where I'm like, I might as well just, stop and restart the game because I don't know what's happening. And I just, I'm going to continue on with it. Although previously I was thinking, man, I could play this entire game because the beta doesn't end until January 15th. I could play this entire game and beat it and not have to buy it and not have to pay for it. But now I'm kind of like, I might just go back and buy this on Black Friday to get the, the good experience because the story is very interesting and I want to really, enjoy the game. But it's kind of hard to do that when the performance isn't there.
Yeah, I hear you. That's unfortunate, man. I'm really looking forward to your feedback on how the streaming works, but.
Yeah, and I'll keep giving feedback because I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep playing it until the beta's up, and hopefully, I know Google will probably be doing improvements, as time goes on, and I'll let you guys know how things turn out. And I know B is in the I guess somewhere in there about to get his code too. So it'd be definitely good to kind of compare and contrast our feedback, using different hardware for it, but. They definitely need to think about the hardware and not just, the streaming aspect in the internet, because if the hardware doesn't have what it takes, it looks like it's still not going to work.
Yeah. Some guy in the live chat says my PC is old and not anything great, and he's saying that Google streaming worked great on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, some guy, can you put your computer stats in the chat if you don't mind? Like, what CPU you're using, how much RAM do you have, that kind of stuff. So I can kind of compare it to what I have and see if the hardware is the issue or if it's something else.
Yeah. B man, what have you been playing, man?
I haven't really been playing much of anything this week, man. Just a lot of 2K, of course.
Yes.
And then played a little bit of Spider-Man. I went back and was trying to play Sleeping Dogs.
Nice.
That's better than Spider-Man.
I just wanted to run. Yeah, I wanted to run through it again. I feel like it's just one of those franchises that need to be, revisited one day. So I want to get back into that. That's pretty much it, man. Just waiting for Red Dead, man. Counting down the days. Soul Calibur is this Friday, so I'm gonna pick that up and then on to Red Dead.
I'll be there right with you.
Nice.
Friday.
Nice. I forgot Soul Calibur's coming out Friday.
Well, not this Friday. I won't be there, but when I come back, I'll be there.
All right. So, I actually, I haven't been playing Destiny. Only because I picked up. So I went on Crossfire this past Friday.
Yeah, I saw a good job on there.
Yeah, and this guy's so shady. He sold me on 2 games. He sold me on Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Black Ops 4. And so I've been playing. I played the only game I played on Black Ops 4 is Blackout, which, by the way, fuck PUBG.
I mean, about time you said it, man. We've been trying to tell you this forever.
Man, we've been trying to work on you, but we made a breakthrough. It's time for stage 2. There we go. That's what I like to hear.
No, I had to play something better. That's the thing, man. And let me tell you something. I'm a little concerned about. I shouldn't say I'm concerned, but I think PUBG may be.
Oh, it's dead. It's dead.
Maybe something of the past. I mean, that's. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I'm telling you, when I fired it up, and look, I'm playing on a wireless network. Like, you guys know this, right? I'm playing on using Comcast, which I don't want to get into. You guys know I'm not a big fan of Comcast. But I'm connected wirelessly. And when I got into the map, the Battle Royale map for Black Ops, oh my God. Let me tell you something. The game ran so smooth. And it has, Call of Duty has that Twitch-based feel to it's fast. All that was there. And I'm thinking to myself, what did PUBG do with all the money they made? What happened?
It's a good show. That's a good question.
It went to all the monitors and comfy chairs that they have at their office now.
It went into that very, very expensive juicer they have in the break room.
I mean, you guys remember when Major Nelson went to go visit him, right?
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Yeah. I was expecting
it to look like that.
Yeah, right. I thought they were going to be like in someone's basement.
Exactly, with like water dripping from the ceiling and everywhere. Yeah. No, they living it up.
Well, I thought they were going to be like above like a mechanic, like above a garage, mechanic's garage. You know what I'm saying? Like renting up the space upstairs. But I'm telling you, guys. If you haven't played it, it runs so smooth, and there wasn't one hiccup. I didn't experience any. The jank, nothing, none of that was there. No pop in, no screen judder, nothing. And I'm like, yo, these guys are in trouble because Battlefield 5's coming out, and that's gonna have a battle royale mode, and we already know how Fortnite's doing. I don't know, man. I'm just done. I'm done with PUBG. I don't think I can go back to it after playing Blackout. I was so blown away. And I think that and I talked about this the other day. I did a Brap rant. I just feel like, and I wasn't staunchly defending the fact that this game was in preview and they were getting charged $30. But But God, I feel like we got hustled a little bit. I really do.
More than a little bit.
Man, we tried to tell you was getting hustled, man, but you just fell for the hustle, man. We tried to tell you this early. We tried to tell you this, man. Do not play for broken games. There's no reason to.
Yeah, I was having fun with PUBG. I mean, I really was, but I won't go back. And now I know there's I don't know if you guys there was an article on VentureBeat. I think it came out a day ago where some people are thinking that maybe Call of Duty's Battle Royale mode is taking people away from PUBG. Now they don't have any concrete numbers from Activision, but they're looking at like Steam stats, and they're seeing that for the time of the release of Black Ops 4, that the numbers for PUBG have gone down on Steam. So some people are drawing a correlation that, hey, you know what? In fact, that I think player count's on like 6.5% or something. That maybe people are starting to migrate over to Black Ops 4. So I don't know.
People are.
Yeah. So
I mean, that makes sense to me because PUBG is more of a realistic shooter, and you know, and as far as how it looks, and the weapons that you have. And that's in, you know, kind of in direct competition to what Black Ops does. But, you know, of course, with that Activision backing and the pedigree of Treyarch, you're going to get, they are far better a developer than Bluehole has ever been.
Oh, it's night and day, Slomo.
Yeah, so it's you got that, and then I don't think this is going to affect Fortnite much. Because Fortnite is more of a worldwide phenomenon where non-gamers are playing it. When you got kids who normally would be picking on a game for someone for being a gamer or playing it themselves on their phones. And so that's good. It may be a slight dip in Fortnite gamers, but those people are going to go back to the game. I think the final nail in the coffin is going to be Battlefield 5. Even though that game's pre-order set numbers seem to be down, and that may have been a little bit of a misconception, but Battlefield is going to have its usual Battlefield fans playing it, and people may check it out if their Battle Royale mode is actually better than Blackout. So PUBG is just done, and they have no one to blame but themselves. They were the first one to be popular in the Battle Royale arena. They allowed Fortnite to laugh them using the same engine. Yes, Epic made the engine, but there's no reason why so many people can use, whether it's a single player game or a game that has a multiplayer online component. So many other companies and devs have used Unreal Engine 4 and have games that perform way better than PUBG does. So there's no excuse. They didn't innovate anything with it. And they were simply just adding things like loot crates while Fortnite was doing all kinds of special events and got Thanos in the game and stuff. And it's just like, where you at, PUBG? What are you doing? And so now they've had all this time.
And PUBG's by the way, Slomo, and PUBG's getting another update next month. Performance update.
Another performance update
for the Xbox One X. Yep.
I mean, like this goes back to what I was saying a couple weeks ago when you guys said I was talking crazy. I may have said some things. Okay, but when I was saying how, like, why are you just now deciding to get off of the 4K train for your ugly ass character models and decide to lower that resolution down to fix your frame rate? Like, you should have did that. You should have did that months ago, before the coming doom of Blackout was coming on you. Like, what the hell are you thinking? This should have been happened. And so they have no one to blame but themselves. You know, enjoy that juicer. I'm pretty sure it makes the best smoothies, but your game still sucks balls.
I think they've even moved on. My understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're working on their next game.
Wow.
I thought I read that somewhere.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, I have to go back and look that up. But I'm telling you, with those studios that we saw, I don't know. I think you're right. Someone's like, "Yo, what were they thinking?" Like, they knew these games were coming out.
But where did they go from here? You know what I mean? They struck lightning in a bottle the first time. Where do they go from here?
I don't know, man. Somebody was had Jay Fonzarelli on. Jay Fonzarelli was comparing it to like Counter-Strike. It ended up being like Counter-Strike, where you'll still have like dedicated hardcore fans, but that's it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are really that dedicated to PUBG to really for it to be a counter. I can see a game like Rainbow Six Siege being the console version. I mean, I know it's on PC as well, but a console version of Counter-Strike, where years and years from now there's still people playing Siege because that gameplay loop is really addictive, and they find ways to keep people interested. But I don't see that with PUBG. Yeah, I just can't see that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting once Battlefield 5 comes out. We'll see we're gonna see what happens. So, and then I guess my other thought on this is, are the battle royale mode is now that we have two big developers entering, the battle royale world, and I think Housemarque's working on their own battle royale game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So I mean, is this going to be a FAS or just going to be another game mode that we're just going to it's going to be included with these multiplayer games?
I think it's something to stick around for a couple of years, but I think it'll probably die off when whatever the next major multiplayer mode decides to come out.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what Destiny's doing with Gambit is something very interesting. I think developers will take a look at that too and figure out a way to kind of bring more players in. I think Gambit is kind of special because it invites people who aren't usually into the multiplayer realm. You know what I mean? As far as the PvP aspect of it, to kind of get in there and still have the co-op aspect of the game and still be in a PvP mode. So I think a lot more other developers will take a look at that and see how they can implement something similar to their game.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Guys. I'm just never gonna go back to that game again. And I should have listened to you, B Money.
I tried to tell you, man.
But I was stubborn.
He wasn't the only one to try to tell you. Just wanted to, throw that in.
Nah, Slow-Mo. You were like, yeah, man, it's a good game.
No, I did.
What, man?
Look, Rike, how many times were you like, hey, Slow-Mo, what you doing? I'm just playing the game. Trying to play some PUBG. And I was like, not really. At least 2 times, at least.
No, I don't remember.
Trying to get me on PUBG all the time, man. I did. Say how much fun he was having, and
Look, I'm not going front. We did have fun that day. That one weekend we played. We did have fun. It's when the game doesn't perform very well, it's only like so far you can go with it. You know how there's some games that you can play, and as long as you're playing it with friends, it's fun. You can laugh at, some of the issues. You can laugh at the fact that when you're shooting out of a window in PUBG, somehow none of your bullets accurately hit the person you are looking down sights at, and you look it down, and there's like all your bullets went into the wood, like right under the windowsill. And it's just like, how did that happen? But you just laugh at it because you're just like, hey, it's PUBG, whatever.
Yeah. And it almost became like acceptable. Like we got conditioned to think, oh, you know what? A broken game is fine. It's PUBG, it's okay. That's at least that's what happened to me. And look, I did have fun playing it though, because I was playing with Lord King. Big shout out to Lord King, by the way. He had a lot of fun playing with him. So I don't regret that aspect of PUBG. I definitely had a good time playing it. So. All right. I want to say one thing about Assassin's Creed Odyssey real quick, guys, before we move to our next topic. So far, what I played, probably my favorite Assassin's Creed game so far.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Black Flag. A lot of people saying that lately.
Yeah, Black Flag was my favorite. This one is probably, from what I played so far, my favorite. And the game looks like, I have it on the Xbox One X. Looks ridiculous. Looks so good, so good. So, Slow-Mo, we're gonna move to your favorite topic of the evening. Developers being overworked.
Oh yeah,
because I know you had plenty to say about this in DM. So, for those you guys don't know, I'm sure most everyone in the live chat has probably read this story that broke. Was it Kotaku that broke the story? What news outlet was it? I don't remember now. Maybe it was Kotaku who broke.
Shoot, every news outlet broke it at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I think Jason Schreier is actually working on his doing his own like investigative.
It was Kotaku, but it wasn't Jason Schreier. Now that I think about it,
yeah, it wasn't Jason Schreier, right? But I know. Yeah. I think he is working on a story though about the work conditions.
Yeah, he is. He's working on a big one of those big investigative things that he's done for like Bungie and BioWare in the past. He's working on one of those.
Yeah, so I'm interested. I'm interested to see what he finds out. But apparently, the article came out where the work conditions over at Rockstar are probably not favorable in terms of people working 100+ hours, more specifically on Red Dead Redemption 2, and Slim, I know we talked about this before you went live on the air. Why don't you give us your take, man, and then we can all chime in.
Okay, so first let me start by saying that I think this topic is way more nuanced and has way more context than a lot of the people who seem to be drawing lines on either side seem to realize. I'm not speaking or defending people who are going out there saying boycott Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think that benefits anybody. One, you don't get to play a really good game, a great game. It seems to be shaping up to be. And the people who you are boycotting the game for would be, they wasted those hours that they can't get back. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they would want you to just buy the game and enjoy it and know that the fruit of their labor, turned out to really benefit some people.
Excuse me.
But that said, I don't believe that just because people well, let me rephrase this. Just because people are saying don't boycott Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't also mean that you can't disagree with how Rockstar and how pretty much the majority of these developers treat their employees. How it seems to be a work environment of coercion and peer pressure to get people to work more hours than they would normally want to, or depending on if they have families, really can afford to. And so I don't like the kind of the rhetoric that we get where it seems like there is this attack at people who are just saying, hey, I recognize that's not cool, and we think Rockstar should do better. There's like this whole thing going on in this community where people go, oh, why are you get off your soapbox about this? And people come up with these straw man arguments where it's like, well, do you have an iPhone? Do you have a smartphone? Do you have Nikes? Do you know how, what the little kids in the sweatshops did for that? I'm like, if you aren't out there saying boycott this game, then how does that relate to someone's argument at all? I'm like, I really need people to start using their brains, start having some serious constructive criticism, and stop taking their arguments from their favorite YouTuber or favorite Twitter guy who's just trying to be the edgiest edgelord that ever edged. Like, it's really frustrating because it's like you can't be this dumb. Like,
people like controversy, though, man.
Say what?
People like controversy.
Yeah, and like everything doesn't have to be controversial. Like, I can agree with people that say don't boycotting this game is dumb, yet at the same time say There needs to be a better way to make these games, a better way, a more efficient way to make these games, which I would like to get into, like, because there are people out there like Jonathan Blow, who did The Witness, who feel that like the tools these developers are using are not the best tools that can be used for game development. That you can cut down like what he believes like 50% of your development time just by switching to a different code language. And I'm not a coder, I'm a network guy, but you know, I think that's a topic that needs to be brought up. And a lot of times these devs and publishers, they just like, you know, they don't want to learn a new language. They just want to do things the way they've been doing it. But you know, if it gets into this cycle where if there's a better, more efficient way of doing things, we should be looking and trying to find that instead of working your people to death and burning them out and then having people leave the industry and not come back. Because I think very talented people leave these devs, and we've seen people say, well, if you don't like it, quit. Well, you know what? Yang Ye came out with a video not too long before we went live where it did come out that a lot of devs who worked at Rockstar San Diego that made this game quit. And a lot of those people are done with the gaming industry, period. Like, do we really want to see talented devs just not work anymore in this industry and go work in non-gaming tech jobs where they get paid more and work less hours? I'm all for that. More power to them. But I would like to keep talented devs in this industry. And so that's where my mindset is. I'm thinking in the long term. In the long term, I don't think this is a very self-sufficient way for the gaming industry as a whole to operate. At some point, something has to give.
I mean, I hear you, man. I you know, it's funny. I was listening to David Jaffe address the same thing. The concern that maybe, you know, these work conditions are going to run out, you know, talented developers. But like Jaffe was saying, you know, as long as the video gaming industry is prosperous, as long as there's people that play games and want to make video games, you're always going to have an influx of new talent. You know, it's just this revolving door, you know, this cycle. So, you know, I hear what you're saying. Like, you know, you don't want to lose the best talent, but you know, as long as there's people that want to make games, I mean, I don't, there's going to be other, you know, someone's going to leave and there's going to be someone else to fill that person's shoes.
Yeah. And we discussed this, and I agree. Yeah. There will be, you know, the game industry is very popular, and a lot of people grew up gaming, and they want to be able to say, "Hey, I made that." You know, there's a little bit of pride that you get out of being able to, you know, enjoy the hobby and also participate in it. Yet at the same time, like you're replacing experienced, talented, longtime devs who have a lot of experience and could actually be, you know, have a lot of knowledge that could innovate in things in game development with fresh green guys who need to get that experience up, who may be just coming straight out of college and just got their degree in programming and software programming, computer science, whatever. And that it's this cycle of, and it happens a lot in companies that have high turnover, where they end up losing a lot of knowledge with the guy that went out, with the guy that came in doesn't really have that knowledge yet. And so it becomes this cycle that I really just don't want to see the gaming industry continuing any further. I think the best companies are the ones where the customers really enjoy the product and the employees love working there. They love working for the brand because the brand treats them well. And I don't think that's impossible to have in the gaming industry. People act like it's impossible to have a excellent 90+ Metacritic game and not treat your employees like shit. Like, I don't think those things have to happen together, you know? Like, I think you can make a great game and also treat your employees well.
But I think on the flip side, though, like, so Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser came out and said that not everyone, and this is, we're kind of hearing two different sides of the story, and that's why I'm really interested to see what Jason Schreier finds out. But Houser was saying that it wasn't all the development team; it was really the writing team.
Yeah.
So you know, you have some people saying I quit, and then you're saying, and you have the VP saying, well, no, it wasn't everyone. It was just the writing team. So you got to believe. On the flip side, I think there's people who probably get burned out. Like, fuck this. I can't do this anymore. And then you probably have people that are just look. That you have some people out there that are okay working those hours because they're perfectionists. They're just their work is their life. They're in that grind. They're okay with it. That's why again I'm really interested to see what Schreier finds out, because he's probably going to dig up some juicy nuggets. What's going on behind the scenes?
Hero, he always gets the tea. He always has the tea.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of a situation where I just think developers I don't think they forced them to do anything. I think it was more they made incentive laden things for you to want to do if you did put more time into it. And I know people in real life that really don't want to do anything other than what they're supposed to do. But if they're presented with a situation where they can do more, they feel like if they don't do it, they feel like they are looked down upon other people, because so many people probably in that studio are okay with saying, hey, well, we got to get this done. We're going to say, if you want the overtime to get it, this is what we're going to do. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. And I guarantee you a lot of people that put their heart, soul, and tears into that game probably decided that they wanted to do something like that. And then I can understand how some people probably look back on that situation and say, hey, well, I didn't want to do that, but I also didn't want to feel like being the person that didn't want to, help complete the game in a timely manner. So that could be a little bit part of what's going on here too, because when he came out and said that the writing team is the one that did this, I truly believed what he said about that, because the one thing that I get from this whole situation is why wouldn't a person want to put the time in and, make sure the game that they're bringing out, especially something like this, where you got a predicate that's, on the line when it comes to a game, why wouldn't you want to put the extra time in to make sure your stuff is perfect? Now, if it's something you're being forced to do, I can understand that. But, that's just how I think about the situation. If something like that pops up for me and they're saying, hey, we got a crunch coming up, and we need to get some certain aspects out of the way, who's willing to put the time in to do it? And I can understand how some people feel slighted by that, just because that might not be what they want to do, but the overwhelming, support of the rest of the staff might force them to feel like they have to do it.
So you're saying you think it's like a peer pressure thing? Like it's almost
it's just like a family member. Like, it's like if your mom says, hey, if you do this or you do that and you do all this stuff, you'll be rewarded with this. But if you're the son or the daughter that doesn't want to do that, you feel like shit because you're not going to get it and the other kid is doing it. So it kind of makes you want to do it too, just so you can like feel like you are a part of the situation at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me spitballing it. I don't know. I mean, Jason, like you said, Jason Schreier is he's gonna uncover a lot of this stuff over the next couple of days.
Yeah, and I wanted to quote what turned out to be a very accurate leak that came out back in 2016 before the game was even announced, and this leaker on Reddit said a whole bunch of stuff, and some people believed it, some people didn't. But now, in retrospect, in one part where he describes the plot for the game, his description of the plot is 100% accurate to what we know the plot to be now. So a lot of people are looking at it like this dude had really spoke to a developer for Rockstar San Diego. He really knows what he's talking about. So I'm not gonna get into the plot stuff and the gameplay, the core gameplay mechanics, because we kind of already know that, and this is not really important to the topic. But the part where he talks about the development, he said that the last I heard, which was a few months ago, and remember this is back in 2016, so this is over 2 years ago, the game was kind of stuck in development hell of sorts. The team kept remaking a vertical slice demo for the leaders of Rockstar, and they aren't impressed. They didn't find it different enough or innovative enough. Hopefully they get out of that rut. I've also heard
They should have had the horse balls moving from the beginning. It'd been
exactly. Good. You know, if they had the horse balls there, they would have realized how innovative horse balls are. You know, obviously, come on.
My God, look at those horse balls. This is great.
Good job, guys. He said, I've also heard that since GTA 5 morale at Rockstar San Diego has been bad. Long timers are quitting, lots of turnover, lots of frustration. So, you know, this is what it's one thing when, you know, people are putting that time in and it's like they want to do it. They are, you know, gung-ho for it. And it's another thing when people are deciding to quit and a lot of people are frustrated and turnover is high on a game because people don't want to do it, or, you know, it's really affecting their personal and home life. Lost my train of thought. Well, I just kind of feel that there needs to be a union. They need to unionize to kind of, you know, prevent that from happening, because especially considering
what happened to Telltale, those guys did get paid.
Yeah, I mean, those guys did, you know, laid off with no severance, you know, and usually when people get laid off, severance is a guarantee. You know, unemployment, maybe they still probably get unemployment, but it's just really bad situations for these developers. And could you really blame someone, you know, who former Telltale did, who just decides, you know, screw this, I'm gonna go work for Google, I'm gonna go work for Apple, or I'm just gonna go work for some other IT firm, make more money and work less hours. Can't blame them.
And no, I mean, look, if you get burned out in the industry and it's not for you anymore, yeah, I'm not blame anyone for leaving. Yeah. You know, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
And the overall, like, it seems like this overall mindset or culture in the gaming industry is you have to kind of do the above and beyond, work all these hours, because if you don't and then you get fired, who else is going to pick you up? Who else are you going to work for in the gaming industry if this is what's now on your resume? And then they go call up your previous employer and they're like, hey, that guy's not going to work those long hours you want. He's not down for the crunch. You're probably not going to get a job there. So it's just, you know, it's always on the surface seems like, oh, just quit. Just work somewhere else. But as you get into the weeds, you get deep into it, it's really not. It doesn't seem to be as easy as it seems.
Well, no, I mean, I think when you're dealing with a lot of money, these big budgets, I mean, obviously there's a tremendous amount of pressure that's going to come with that. You know, you're talking about these $100 million budgets to make some of these games.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. I mean, look, there's a lot of stress and pressure that comes with that. You know, because nobody wants to take that loss. You know.
And people don't realize like how much most developers make. You know what I mean? Like entry-level programmer or like entry-level just artist could make $60,000 to $70,000 in a year. And that's just one artist. You know what I mean? So you have to factor in, you know what I mean, what you're paying your employees into that budget. You know what I mean? For whatever particular game is. So when your game runs for, you know, development time runs for 3 or 4 years into 5 years, and the publisher's like, yo, I gave you this budget to make this game, and you're running over budget. So I need you to take the scope of what you know, the idea you have for your game, and it needs to be narrowed because I need you to make this deadline. Like I gave you my money, now you need to deliver the product. You know what I mean? So you have to look at it from that aspect as well. You know what I mean? I totally agree that you know what I mean, we definitely have to have better work environments for developers. And I don't really agree with people saying that they should, you know, protest or boycott the game and not pick it up. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's to each his own. You know what I mean? Whatever you feel like you need to do to, you know what I mean, get your voice out there and express your opinion, you know, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? This happens with a lot of big brands. A lot of people are boycotting Nike right now because of Colin Kaepernick. A lot of people boycott Adidas because of Kanye. You know what I mean? There's a lot of narratives out there, and people, you know, feel certain ways about whatever. So, you know, everybody has the right to their own opinion and can feel how they want to feel. But, you know, these developers put in the work and they put in time. This is an industry that I love, so I'm still going to support them and picking up the game. But you know, if we look back in time, just over the last couple of years in this generation, man, a lot of big games have gone through this. You know, we've heard about this with Naughty Dog. We've heard about this with CD Projekt Red. Heard about this with a lot of big publishers. This is not something that, you know what I mean, is new, and Rockstar is the only culprit to it. So
yeah, I think it happens with all of them. I think it probably happens more often. At least every single game that comes out, the devs deal with some depending on it depends on the scope of the game and how big the game is, but they deal with some kind of crunch.
Look, man, even CD Projekt Red, who is an independent studio that makes their own calls and shots, still has crunch. And you got to think about it. And what you just said was it was spot on. The fact that 2K, some people keep forgetting that 2K is the actual publisher over Rockstar. Yep. You know, now Rockstar probably has a longer leash than a lot of other people, so they'll probably let them go over a little bit or a lot when it comes to the creative freedoms that they want on the game, because I don't think they interfere in that aspect at all. But at a certain point, when you're like 5, 6, 7 years into development, you know, we need to start making something happen. And when that word comes down, you know, that's when everything goes into hyperdrive. But the one thing, like you said, that I really just want to hit home on is people talking about boycotting a game. You realize when you say you're boycotting something, you're boycotting something that people actually put their heart into, their blood, sweat, and tears, the hundreds and hundreds of hours. If these people did work these hours, you're basically doing it but hurting those people. Like, you know, you're taking money out of their pockets because of whatever type of stipends or whatever they get for like how the game sells and stuff like that. Because they all do get bonuses and stuff from stuff like that. So you got to really think about when you say you're going to boycott something. If you're boycotting it just because of, you know, personal reasons about not liking a company or something like that, think about it's not the company you're hurting. You're hurting those people that work for that company, because that company is still going to be there. Yep. Those people may not be there just because of how a game performs.
Yeah, and those top executives,
golden parachute.
They got the golden parachute. They're not gonna get hurt by this. Even if the company goes under, it's gonna be like Telltale, where, you know, the people who are left are the top people, the board who made the decisions, and the people who got hurt by it are the people who, you know, put their blood, sweat, and tears into Clementine's story. You know, now those people are, you know, having their whole life upended, and, you know, Skybound has stepped in and given some of those people jobs to finish the game, but we don't know if they're on a contract basis. We don't know if they're full-time devs. We don't know if when The Walking Dead is over, do they still have a job there or not? We don't know. Yeah, so it's just
at this point we don't even know how many people they brought back.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big studio making all those games.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. But that's the thing. I think it's a great point, Forte. Like, people don't think about the consequences. Like, it's fine. I think, look, if you want to boycott, it's fine, whatever. Don't do it to, like, my thing is, don't do it to be edgy or to sound like,
right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, it's F these devs, man. Greedy bastards. You know, like, think about, like, the people that it's impacting too, you know. And I understand if you take that stand, then also I think you should be active in trying to somehow affect change, you know, because I guarantee you some of these people that are going to boycott this game are going to go out and buy another big AAA game, right?
Yeah. So when we hear about Anthem and their crunch, you know what I mean, people are still going to be like, it's Anthem. I'm gonna pick it up. So, you know what I mean, if you're gonna have that narrative, you got to keep that same energy for everything.
And that's the biggest thing that you just said, because with this being inherent to pretty much every game that releases, there's no way you're going to legislate crunch out of what people have to go through when getting these games out the door. So if, like you said, unless you're just going to stop playing games altogether, then there's no reason for you to put a video up and title it, I think everybody should boycott this game. Huh? Why would we do something like that? Because ultimately, we're taking money out of the mouths of the people that created this masterpiece that we think Red Dead's probably going to be.
Hey, Forte, someone did that? Someone made a video.
There's a couple people that made videos that said you should boycott Red Dead Redemption. Huh?
Yeah. Put that in the panel chat. I want to take a look at those because I've been asking all day for people to give me evidence of all these boycotters, and I haven't. Like, I've been mostly finding the edgelords going after the so-called boycotters with really poor arguments instead of actually finding anyone who wants to actually boycott the game, which
right, exactly.
Figure out like what the logic is there. Even this entire gaming community that we have decided these hardcore gamers decide to boycott, and we all got 100% participation in boycotting Red Dead 2. It's not even a drop in the bucket on how much this game is going to sell. It's a half a drop. It's nothing. It's the game's going to sell crazy regardless of us. So it's just, I really want to see what the arguments are because I think that's kind of ridiculous. You can disagree with how things are, but boycotting the game doesn't benefit you because you're missing out on a great game, and it doesn't benefit the people that you so-called are trying to help.
Think about everybody saying they were gonna, like, remember when God of War first got announced and they showed the gameplay and Kratos couldn't jump and all that other stuff. Remember that? How the people would have boycotted that game just because the gameplay was different? It wasn't the traditional God of War gameplay. We wouldn't have probably gotten, we would have got it, but a lot of people wouldn't have experienced one of the best games that's come out this generation. All because something was different in a game that you disagreed with. And instead of just saying it's not for me, you wanted to get on your your pedestal and preach to your whole community about why they shouldn't do it. And we all know that this community is full of drones. And they follow whoever the person that wants to lead them by a leash.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what upsets me the most about the whole situation.
That's a great point, man. Like they do. A lot of people do follow what other people do. It's like they want to be part of like the controversy. You know, listen, people like controversy. I feel like it's more common, and maybe it is in like other hobbies. Who knows? Maybe it's the same thing in comic books or movies, but I feel like with gaming, it's really prevalent where, like, I think Forte, you were saying there's videos out there now, or was that you, Slimo? Of you should boycott this game.
Yeah, there's videos out there. People like Robin put up a video. He didn't say he was boycotting, but he talked about how people are talking about boycotting it. There's a couple of videos. Like, there's nobody really saying that they'll boycott it, but they're just talking about how gamers are saying they're going to boycott it. My whole problem with that is, why are we even bringing that into a discussion for a wider audience? You know,
right? Why even start that narrative?
I mean, like, okay, like Robin Gaming, he does decent videos. He does really good videos. He has 30,000 people looking at his videos saying, oh my God, there's gamers boycotting Red Dead Redemption. Why are they boycotting it? Then they look at his video and he says, oh, okay, so this is why they're boycotting it. Then they can make their own informed decision if they believe in that or not. Ultimately, if people want to know about this information, they can go find it. We don't have to spread it like a fucking plague all over the planet for people to like say, oh, look at what I'm talking about. This is relevant. I'm gonna speak this truth to the rest of my pool stick so everybody can understand what I know. It just gets on my goddamn nerves sometimes.
That's funny, man. Everyone wants to get on that soapbox, man. That's, you know.
Dude, I'd rather play games than talk about, like, why would you want to talk about other people's lives? The livelihoods of other people and how they feel. Unless you know 100% certain that this is the absolute truth, why would you talk about it?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on both sides. There are people out there definitely. Well, they got paid for their overtime. Do you know that? Where'd you get that information from? Or they're going to get bonuses when the game does great. Were you there? Were you a fly on the wall in the room when that contract was drawn up? Where you get that information from? Oh, but they, you know, it's like it's so many people who just take their personal experiences with things or their personal biases and say, oh, well, this is what's happening. I'm like, until you get any concrete information, you should probably hold all that personal, you know, stuff that you just fabricated out of your ass out of your argument and just keep it keep it to where to the information that we know.
A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people just don't know that a lot of these developers are contracted out, meaning you don't see anything for what this game makes. You just make the money that you sign a contract for to do whatever part of the job they want you to do. So you're not in the know of everything that's going on in that game. And honestly, when they do get into that crunch situation, I guarantee, I don't know for 100% fact, but I guarantee they do bring in a bunch of contractors to help them finish certain parts of the game. There might be people that's been part of the company before. It might be people that they just freelance out just whenever they got something that's going on that needs to be done. But
or they outsource it to a different dev.
Exactly.
I mean, that happens too.
Like perfect example, Destiny. Dude, the reason Vicarious Visions is probably going to end up taking over Destiny when Destiny 3 comes out is because Bungie outsourced so much stuff to them over the course of the last few years to help them get this game done. They actually showed an propensity that they could make a good game. So all things can happen in different ways. Vicarious Visions is actually going to probably inherit one of the best franchises that's come out in the last 10 years because they, not because they helped crunch or anything, but the fact that they put out a good game.
Let me just give a correction. Arguably one of the best.
Oh my God! You tell me.
We're not gonna. Here we go.
I just need.
What was the number one selling new IP this generation?
Oh my gosh! I don't care.
I'm just asking.
Wait. Well, if it was the Division, you'd be like, "Oh, it was the Division."
It's Division. Yeah. What was the number one selling IP this generation, Slow-Mo?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell me it was Destiny though.
What was the second? What was the number one selling IP? Sequel to a new IP that came out this generation until God of War released this year.
Are you talking about sales? What was the number one disappointing game coming out last year?
Destiny wasn't disappointing last year.
Really?
No, it wasn't.
Really?
Destiny was very much not disappointing. Destiny just didn't have an end game that people really enjoyed as much because they casualized the heck out of it. I guarantee you more people enjoyed that game than they enjoyed Destiny 1 at the end.
I cannot argue with these Destiny crystal meth addicts. I cannot do it.
That's because you're uninformed when it comes to that game. I don't tell you what's going on in the Division world because I don't 100% know. So you can't tell me a person that's put over 6,000 hours and was there from day one how the differences in the game is.
I am very informed on Destiny, just the same way you do try to tell me stuff about the Division that you don't know about.
No, I don't.
All right, hey, order the court. Order the court.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I made one little comment. This dude gets on his soapbox. I swear, you and Destiny, I'm telling you, Destiny must treat you very well.
You take jabs. You take jabs. You take jabs, man.
It's that his girlfriend. It's like I disrespected his girl.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic.
I love you, Forte. I'm messing with you, man.
I know you are. We'll speak later.
Yeah. Let's get to the last topic of the evening. As you guys know, XO18 is right around the corner, November 10th, Mexico City. Anyone going down for that? Not me.
Absolutely not.
And so I don't know. It's funny. Like I think we all probably hear things here and there. I'm sure you probably hear things here and there. But I was having a conversation with someone, and I don't want to bring their name up or say who they are.
I don't want to bring their name up.
Yeah, because they're like they don't you mention it, just don't.
Don't leak it because then that guy give you more information.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then that guy gets in trouble too. So
yeah, we don't want that.
But apparently we're going to see, and I think this is probably the worst kept secret. Obviously, we know Obsidian's in play.
Yeah,
we'll get that announcement at XO18. Sounds like Microsoft's not done buying studios.
Mm-hmm.
There's another rumor out there looking at a studio in Texas, maybe. I know that Anchorman tweeted out. What studio was it? When he tweeted out?
They go by Gearbox.
No.
Is Gearbox is in Texas.
Gearbox is in Texas. They're in Austin.
Tweet out an actual studio.
He said a zombie.
Known for zombies.
Yeah.
So we talk about like Techland.
Techland.
Oh yeah, Techland is there. Yeah.
Enrique, wait, hold up. B.
Yes.
Weren't we just discussing this earlier today?
Yeah, we were.
So Enrique over here like he got sources.
No. I'm saying like that. That's yeah. I know we were talking about that in DM, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is like that was like something that came up today. But the other thing that I heard was that we are going to see some kind of game announcements from. We're going to see basically what those new acquisitions are going to be working on.
Excellent. That's
we should.
That's what they need to do.
We should.
Yeah. That's excellent news to me because that's what I wanted to hear. I don't want to hear, hey, they're working away, and that's about all we get. I don't even care if we don't get a trailer. I want to hear like a game announcement for a game, and you describe what kind of game it is, and that's it. I'm good with that.
Yeah, my understanding is Mr. Spencer has expressed to those who are concerned about content that they will be very pleased by what Microsoft has or we're going to show at XO. So.
Dude, all I need them to do is show logos. If they show logos of games, that's all we need to know. We just need to know what's coming. We know that these studios, and it's the thing that really kills me because everybody keeps saying Microsoft ain't got no games. And we already know right now they don't have games, but the fact that you keep bringing it up, knowing they got 5, maybe 6 studios that they have working on stuff is asinine as hell. So I just need Microsoft to come out, show logos. My one thing I really want them to do is show me what fucking Halo Infinite is. Is this an open world game? Show me something. Tell me what this game is about.
That won't be there from my understanding.
I know it won't be there.
I heard that.
That's what I want to be there because that's the one game of everything that they have that I really truly care about because I don't know about anything else as of right now. But show me don't even show me trailers, just show me logos of what these games are.
Well, I kind of understand why 343 may not have Halo there because they're also building a game engine while simultaneously also building a game. And that
you know what the engine's called?
Slipspace.
It's called garbage.
Oh Lord,
because 343 is garbage.
Let me ask you something. Do you
pony talk over here?
Do you remember what was it? 2004? No, 2007.
I'm joking, by the way.
2007. When Halo showed the Halo 3, was it Halo 3 trailer? And they just showed a render of Master Chief in space, throwing the bomb out of the USAC, and he threw it on top of a Covenant carrier.
Yes,
that was to me. If they just showed a CGI trailer like that, that's all I needed. Because that's all I needed for Halo. Once I saw that trailer, I watched that trailer like 50 times that day. Just trying to find all the little Easter eggs and stuff in it.
Yeah. Just hit us with a teaser, like cinematic. When you mentioned that, I thought about when they announced The Last of Us 2, and it was just Joel walking through a house of dead people and finding Ellie sitting there just playing the guitar. And that was it.
No gameplay, no nothing.
That like broke the internet. That's all you need. Just give me something like that. You don't have to show me gameplay. Just do a little teaser trailer that they let everyone know what's coming and this is what what it may look like and get hype. That's what you gotta do to really get people. What Sony has been really great at doing in the past 2 years is that building hype up for these games. In between games, the PlayStation players are just playing these third-party multi-plats just like the Xbox players, but they feel better about their brand because they got this hype of the games that are to come. Ghost of Tsushima, not so much Days Gone, but whatever. The Last of Us 2, Death Stranding. Anyway, like they have hype for these games that are still coming, that are coming on PlayStation 4, not even just next gen. And so Microsoft needs to start building that, and I think I know Bring Harmony in the chat said a lot of games of service, the Xbox bandits, Brian, keep your expectations in check. I mean, look, they hiring a lot of people who worked on single player games, a lot of people from Naughty Dog, people from Rockstar. They're hiring people whose expertise is in single player gaming. So it seems to me like they're probably going to do something single player ish.
I think they're going to. I mean, there's a demand for that, and it only bolsters the appeal of Game Pass. By having a variety of different games to offer to gamers in Game Pass. And so you got to think about that too. But he also said, Brig Harmony says, we're not trying to pick on Brig Harmony, but he said hype for JPEG images.
That's actually funny, kind of funny.
Yeah, but I don't want them to show logos. Like, if you're gonna show me anything, just show me like a scrambled up video of like just random images or like video of like small teasers of whatever they're working on.
Then
let the fans like decipher what it is. You know what I mean? Like, and then at the end, just have a message from each studio saying we're working. You know what I mean? See you in 2019, and let that lead you into E3 or whatever the next major event is going to be. But show me just a scrambled up video of some crazy stuff, and then let that hype go.
I would take that. I agree with you. And I think something like Ninja Theory or even Play Dead or Gears of what's Gears of War? I keep forgetting.
Coalition.
Yeah, Coalition. I can see them giving us something like that. Something like the Initiative, which everybody knows they're still hiring at this point. I would just take a trailer, just a straight logo from them and a synopsis of what this game is going to be.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, they did it at E3 when they did Brute Force. They just showed a logo and people were super excited. Game ended up being disappointed, but all they did was show a logo of the game, and people were excited. And they said what it was going to be.
but Forte wouldn't. I mean, even if they showed a image of like a title, like someone mentioned in the chat, Metroid Prime 4, Nintendo did that. I mean, I think even if they said studio, whatever's working on this title.
You got to remember, like, that's Nintendo showing Metroid Prime 4 is something totally different than a studio showing a game that we know nothing about.
No, I know, but I still think though, like, even if they show that, I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way, B. I think you're right.
Yeah,
like Metroid, different. Like, I mean, they could flash, anything from one of their beloved franchises, and people are gonna go nuts. What I'm saying is, I even think that just the base, like, core Xbox fans, even if they see like a logo from one of the studios they've acquired, like, I still think that that's gonna stir some anticipation
because it's a game.
Yeah, because it's a new game no one's heard about from one of the studios.
To a certain extent, we gotta remember, like, the reason why people were so hyped about Recore is because, like, they showed us a teaser trailer, like, we knew what it was about. Like, it's different when it's a new IP that people don't know anything about. Like, if you show like Banjo-Kazooie or like Perfect Dark or like just an old IP, then that would drum up like some hype. Like, yo, they're bringing this back. Just like with Battletoads, they show like that little teaser trailer. People like, yo, they've been trying to tease Battletoads. Phil Spencer's been wearing a T-shirt. Now they're finally working on it. But if you just show like a new IP and a logo, like, I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Like, why would I get hyped about it? Like, you have to show like a little appetizer before the main course comes, and then people should be excited about it. If you just show a logo, why would I be excited about that?
No, I mean, I hear you, man. I just think, like, I mean, I wouldn't be overly excited. I'd be like, okay, cool, like, they're working on something. But my point is, I think that there's some people.
But we know that they're working on something. That's the point. Like, we know that the whole reason why they spent the money to get the studios is to put them to work. Like, yeah. So, like, if you just show me a logo, like, it's cool, whatever. Like, I don't know what the game is, so, like, there's no reason. Like, what the speculation is, like, the title.
I mean, but we don't know what Halo. We don't know what the new Halo game is. They just showed us a CGI trailer, and we still don't know if that game's open world or not.
But that was more than just the logo. We know that was more than just. Yeah, we know what Halo is. Yeah,
and that was more than just a logo. A Halo logo up, and like, we never heard of Halo, don't know none of the history. You'd be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. You're saying for a brand new IP, don't just show a logo. You need to give it more
never.
than that. Yeah.
I would agree with that. With a new IP, yeah, you got to have substantial stuff to show. But I think somebody like the Initiative, I don't know if they're truly working on a brand new IP. I think they're working on something that Microsoft has in the stable that they're going to shock people with.
You think they more than?
I'm thinking in the lines of something like Perfect Dark or something. They're gonna come back with like a ridiculous version of that game that no one even thought was even possible.
I bet you we see Perfect Dark before we know what Initiative is working on.
Oh, I agree with that, but I know Perfect Dark is in development. Someone's making that game.
Yeah, somebody's making that game.
Yeah. Because didn't we see the voice actor? I saw something some months back where it was someone doing motion cap, and it was speculated they were doing it for Perfect Dark. But I probably should have spoke on it because I can't really recall what it was. But I mean, look, I agree with B. Don't show just the logo for a brand new IP because people just gonna look at them like, so what is this ball liquor logo? What is this? Like what is like what is that? Like, but if Ball Liquors was a established IP that they hadn't had a game since 2008, but then you see it, you're just like, oh, they're bringing that back. Okay, I got it. And then people have a history to draw off of. So I agree with B completely. Just that's why like what they just showed with Battletoads, it was somewhat of a disappointment. People was like, oh, okay, Battletoads coming back, but you don't really see anything. You don't know what kind of gameplay is going to be or anything. It's like you just know that they're working on it. That's cool. But if you got more, show us more. If you can just make a trailer, like I don't even think that Last of Us 2 part where Ellie's playing the guitar, I don't even know if that's in the game. It probably isn't even in the game.
Probably isn't even in the game.
But regardless, they made it for hype and it worked. And so if you're going to like have, a couple guys, spend some time and make something like that for these games. Hey, that Slip Space engine demo thing, that was probably just showing off the engine for Halo Infinite. They probably didn't really show us anything, especially with Master Chief's leg looking all skinny like that. That thing was just probably just there to bring hype, and keep that energy. Do that some more. Do that for some of these other games. Do that for Fable. I do it for Perfect Dark. In my personal opinion, I think the Initiative and my prediction is they're making a brand new IP. I think the Initiative.
I remember they're doing quadruple A, man.
Quadruple A, man. Perfect Dark ain't quadruple A IP material.
Oh my god!
But just like
I think that's like the worst thing. I think when they said quadruple A, I think like that set the bar a little bit too high for them. I think.
Well, I mean, it's a little preemptive to say that set the bar too high for a brand new studio.
Yeah, but quadruple A. I mean, think about like if the game doesn't look better, because I think the expectation is, oh shit, it's just going to be like earth shattering, and then if it's not earth shattering, people are like, oh man, these motherfuckers, they hyped it up.
Yeah, I guess
that's what you gotta think. That's kind of how we gotta look at all these games coming out from all these studios. Like they were great acquisitions, but
yeah.
I mean, what's the next IP going to be? Is it going to be worth what the acquisition was? Like, let's just say, Ninja Theory. Like Ninja Theory puts out quality work every time that they release something. But if like their next game is a dud, then you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Who's next?
You'll be throwing no ether out there in the world like that, bro.
I know
what you mean.
Not.
I know what you mean.
It's let's say Play Dead. You know what I mean? They really want to work on it. MMO, so like if their next game is an MMO and they hit it out the park, like yo, that was a great acquisition. But what if the people who did
Compulsion,
Compulsion, We Happy Few, you know what I mean? Like what if their next game is like absolute garbage? Then what? You know what I mean? Like we don't know. Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna provide at the end of the day. We just it's kind of like a wait and see approach. You know what I mean? Like we got to see if that purchase was really worth it.
Yeah. I actually had this idea a couple of weeks back about the Initiative, and so let me spitball this with you guys. What if the Initiative is a quadruple A studio whose sole purpose really is just to spin up new IP? Like they won't do sequels. They'll just create new IP for the Xbox brand. And then maybe if the game really takes off and they want to do a sequel, they'll like, you know, section off some devs who worked on the game to create a second studio to then work on sequels for that IP. But as far as the initiative itself, it's there to make new IP for the Xbox brand. I mean, I think that would be a great idea is for Microsoft to start. That always make sure you got something new and innovative coming out that isn't really being done, or you don't already have in your stable of IP. You know,
hey,
I'm totally good with that, and I think that Ninja Theory is going to do that, but on a lower scale, because they never make sequels.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey guys, real quick,
I think
I want a sequel to Hellblade.
And I think they'll definitely do that at a lower scale. And I wouldn't mind if Initiative went that way. Like let them be ahead of the curve. Let them, you talk about them being a quadruple A studio. Let them, you know what I mean, be that studio that sets the bar and is ahead of the curve of everything else. You know what I mean? Microsoft has all the money and the technology and the resources, you know what I mean, to kind of let that studio, do that for them. So we got to see if that's the direction that they're trying to take it. I would hate for them to put this amazing cast of talent together, only for them to go work on some old IP.
Yeah. So, and back in the day, that's what Bioware was for Microsoft. They never did sequels. They did Knights of the Old Republic. They did Jade Empire. Then they did Mass Effect. And they were working on Dragon Age for them when the purchase of EA happened. So they were always spinning up brand new IPs for them. And that's, I mean, when it's not every game needs a sequel, like Jade Empire had when you have a game that's a self-contained story-driven game, you can go so many different areas with it. You can have so many different choices, so many different endings and you don't have to worry about tying all that together for a sequel. You could have multiple 4 or 5, different endings. I remember I played Chrono Trigger. That damn game had 12 endings. One of my favorite games, like a classic. 12 damn endings. No sequel, no real sequel. I don't believe Chrono Cross was a sequel. That's another topic for another time. But still,
I sort of agree with you there on that one.
That wasn't no damn sequel. But I mean, I hope that they do something like that. I think that would be a great idea to have a dev studio. Whether it's the Initiative or Ninja Theory, like you said, but just someone who just works on new IP, giving us new gameplay experiences and not the same old Halo, Gears, and Forza, and then Crackdown, Fable. It'll be a new song. Crackdown, Fable. Something else, I don't know. Just give us something different. And new experiences are always great. I think Sucker Punch going to Ghost of Tsushima for Sony was an excellent move. I think what's the name of the series they were doing before? They did 3 games. Infamous. Yeah. I think Infamous. I thought the last one was the best one, but Infamous got a little played out. I really was looking forward to Infamous 4. Them going to Ghost of Tsushima, perfect. Move on to a new thing. We know Naughty Dog is working on a new IP. That's what you got to at some point. And I'm not saying they need to let Halo and Gears go at some point, but at some point you need to have something different because you got to tired of stuff.
You got to coordinate.
Yeah, coordinate.
Yeah. So it's funny, man. When you bring up that argument though, that they need to do things outside of Halo, it's funny. People always jump to Nintendo. Well, Nintendo still does Mario and Zelda.
But they do different stuff with Mario and Zelda. How many different games of Mario are there?
No, they absolutely do.
Yeah, like Mario Party. You got Mario Kart. You got
Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis. Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids, which I still want to play. And then you got your traditional, they do it once per generation. Your big open, not open world, but your big Mario platformer. Like Galaxy and mainline Mario game. They always go back to that. but you get different Marios out there, and Nintendo fans eat it up. So why not?
Yeah, no, even with the main Mario games, I feel like they're different enough where it's like a sort of a newer experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where they're trying new gameplay mechanics and stuff. So,
yeah, man, we need Microsoft to give us something different. That's all we want.
Something different.
Put that on the agenda. I want to see that at XO.
Yeah, anyone picking up Fallout 76?
No, I'm a pass. I'm a pass.
Yeah, Al was saying earlier in the live chat he hasn't heard some good things about it.
Oh man, you can stay in the dumpster fire that it was in.
Damn, dumpster fire.
Well, yeah,
it's not looking good for it, and it doesn't look good so far. The beta hasn't started yet, right?
No, I think it's starting next week. Is it next week?
Yeah, and I know Bethesda said that what has been shown was a very old build. I hope that's the case, because what was shown was some trash, and I hope the beta is a lot better. Regardless, I'm not a big fan of Bethesda Game Studios, period. So I'm not interested in Fallout like that, and yeah, I'm a pass. It's way too many games that, even if it was going to be really good, there's way too many games coming out right now that I just have a higher priority for.
Hey, isn't Arcane out in Texas?
Yeah. Let me double check that. I think so. Arcane Studios?
Yeah.
I think everybody's talking about this whole Texas thing and them buying studios there. There's two studios that Microsoft has worked with that are in Texas.
Playful
is one of them, and so is Certain Affinity. So
please don't buy Playful. Please don't buy Playful. I don't really care for Playful. Did Super Lucky's Tale, right?
Yes.
Yep, they sure did.
And they are rumored to be working on the Banjo game. So that is a possibility.
Oh gosh, it's probably Playful. Damn it. You know, but yeah, look, this is Arcane Studios.
Slow-mo.
No, I'm not giving
Yeah, hey, Slow-mo, maybe they exceed your expectations.
Right. You never know. Like Slow-mo, if you don't try, you never know what gems you'll pass by.
It's hard to exceed my expectations being on the floor. So I'm hey. But look, Arcane Studios did Prey. Yeah. I hope if it's a choice between the two, I'm gonna choose Arcane.
Oh, I would choose Arcane any day.
Yeah, same.
Although what I'm seeing here is like their headquarters is in France. Do they just have a branch in Texas?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. There's a division in Austin. Austin is booming.
Yep. Dude, Austin's a booming city right now, man.
Yeah, Austin guy has to be like the tech capital of like the Midwest or something.
It is, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cost of living's good too there. So all right.
Chief said I'm not hardcore. Okay, man.
You're not hardcore.
Yeah. You're not a hardcore gamer, remember? your own poll said it.
My poll did not say that. My poll actually fill out more options on that poll than these Fortnite gamers. So
Slow-mo.
I'm as hardcore as it gets, man.
Slow-mo. Listen to me. The fact that you got to defend yourself all the time lets me know that you know you're wrong.
What?
So stop defending yourself. If you know you're right, Slow-mo, just let the water roll off your back like a whale when it comes out the water.
Wow. No, that's I know you thought that was very poetic, but no.
It's not poetic, it's the truth.
I don't let anything slide. I like to kill fools and leave their body in the street. That's how I roll. So no, I'm not killing nobody. I don't care that Chief said that. Chief's probably just playing. I don't care. People cannot call me hardcore. I play more games and more hours than the most people playing games. So it's all good.
He plays way too many games.
Yeah, maybe that might be true too, because I need to finish some that I started that need to, get put away, like Wolfenstein 2. I need to get back to that. I keep talking about getting back to it.
You ain't getting back to it, bro. That game is done.
That's a good December, January game, man. You go back and finish it up, clean it up.
Yeah. But somebody said, I forget who it was earlier in the chat, was talking about, well, why would you buy Spider-Man knowing you can't get to it? Unfortunately, games do not like to agree on the release dates that they come out on. So I know I'm going to play the game. I'm not looking forward to these Mary Jane sections because everybody keeps telling me they're trash.
They are.
I'm not either.
They're
not that bad.
Trash.
I ran through them pretty quick, man.
What? Well, is it not that bad because you ran through them really quick? Or are they still trash? Even though you ran through them really quick.
I mean, they're not very long anyway.
The only ones I heard were good were the ones where Spider-Man is actually with you.
Yeah, they're not good side missions by any means, but if you can get through them pretty quick. So
I didn't like any but the last one, and I only the only reason I like the last one with Mary Jane is because they kind of revealed a lot of, I'm not going to say it, but a lot of story stuff, a lot of surprises in the story in hers in that one. So I was like really engaged in what was going on based on that. And then there is, I think, can't remember when you beat the game, I think it's either after the credits or right before the credits, there is another scene that pops up that ties into it. So for the people who haven't finished it yet, make sure you kind of let the credits roll and then see that scene. I can't. So I forgive me for not remembering, but it's either right before the credits or right after. But it's the last Mary Jane mission was probably the best one to me. But I thought they were all very bad, and yeah.
Well, you'll like something that I'm doing, Slow-Mo. Officially, when I come back from vacation, on Thursdays, I will be doing streams every Thursday, and it will be called Thursday Night Backlog. And I will not be playing Destiny that day. I will be playing my backlog.
That is an excellent idea. I applaud you, sir.
So I told myself a couple of weeks ago, I was like, man, I keep looking at this thing called My Games and Apps that has like over 1,000 games in it, and the fact that I only got 10,000 gamer score over the last 3-4 years of playing on this system because Destiny has consumed my life. So I decided that the only way I'm going to do this is if I make myself do it. So you will be happy to know that, Slow-Mo.
Are you going to stream it on Twitch or YouTube gaming?
I'll probably do it on YouTube. I'll probably do it on YouTube since I have the ability to do it there.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Man, I'll definitely be tuning in and telling you trash and watch out. And, spoiling, the
make sure hard. Actually, I think my first one might be man. How would you feel? How would somebody feel if I put Spider-Man was my first game I streamed?
I mean, is that really a backlog game? And it just came out.
It's in the backlog, bro.
It's backlog right there, basically.
It's in the backlog.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing my finishing out my God of War playthrough. I already beat the game, but I still haven't beat the Queen Valkyrie yet. I still need to do that. So I might do that. Might be the initial get the thing. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you, Slow-Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Since you love you said you love Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So, how much do you love Spider-Man?
Where is this going?
I just answered the question. How much do you love Spider-Man?
I mean, at the character in general, or just
the game. Screw the character, the game.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I will say I know. I will say God of War is a better quality game, but I enjoyed playing Spider-Man more, if that makes sense.
Do you see this being a platinum in your future?
Maybe.
Because what I noticed is everybody that doesn't even really like, they play games, but a lot of people I know are platinuming this game. And I'm like, are you really platinum? Like, a couple people tell me I platinum Spider-Man. I'm like, whoa, that game must be super fucking easy if you platinumed it.
Well, it is an easy game, but it's fun. It should be. Unless you're fighting super villains, it should be easy to smack around a whole game. I mean, you're Spider-Man. He's a regular dude with a gun. whoop his ass. Like, you should be doing that. And there's a, I know the combat's very similar to Arkham, but you know, Batman is a regular dude with a lot of good toys, whereas Spider-Man is super powered, and you should feel super powerful when you're playing, and you do. You know, he's got a lot of cool gadgets, and then, like, if you really get in deep into the gadgets and really make full use of them, you will be, I mean, put it on spectacular difficulty, the highest one. You're still going to be able to, you know, have a, you know, not have too much of a challenge. I just think the web swinging is really fun and very and very well done, and the combat is fun and addictive. That's why people are platinum it, because they just genuinely enjoy playing the game regardless of the main story elements. So, and that's just my opinion. I really enjoy playing it outside the main story. There was a lot of times, like, on my way to the next story beat, there's a robbery going on, and or there was a robbery, and there's a car chase, and I just go do that because those car chases are pretty awesome. You see Spider-Man jump down, and dudes get out the window, and they're trying to shoot at him, and you know, web them up and throw them up against the wall. That stuff is pretty cool, man. Like, it looks great. So it's a game that I would say it's not just easy to platinum because it's an easy game. It's easy to platinum because it's fun to play, and people don't want to put it down.
I agree. So last thing I want to say is, this is a question for everybody here. What was your hardest achievement that you ever achieved in a game? And what was the hardest game that you got all the achievements in?
Okay.
I guess I'll go first. The hardest achievement I've ever gotten in a game, and it really wasn't hard, it's just time staking. The Mile High achievement in Modern Warfare 2. I put ungodly amounts of hours into that last sequence where you had to free the president off the plane. And that 33, what was it? They gave you 40 seconds to get to the top of it. You had to go up 3 levels to get there.
I remember that.
Dude, it was like paint by numbers. I was going ham on that to get that. That was probably the hardest achievement I ever got. Probably the hardest game I got 1,000 in probably would have been, I don't know, I got to come back to that one. Probably Mass Effect 3, because I went through that a couple of times. Probably Mass Effect 3.
That was the Mass Effect 3 was the hardest game?
No, I won't say I really didn't have a hard game. When it came to getting all the achievements, I really didn't have a hard one. Oh, you know what? If I do get it, I actually do have the save still. Dead Space 2. I still have my save. I've been working on it for like the last 9 months, but it's the save 3 times through the whole campaign. That's the one that will probably be the hardest for me if I ever complete it. Because right now I'm like on chapter 9, and I have 1 save left, meaning I have to get all the way to, I believe, chapter 15 before I can save again, which is like a good 6 to 7 hours of play. And I'm not looking forward to that. And plus, I don't even remember the game that much because I stopped playing it like a while ago. If I go in there and I die in chapter 13 and have to redo all that, I might just delete my game completely. What about you guys?
Man, I can't remember like what was the hardest achievement I've ever gotten. Definitely, I do remember that achievement for Modern Warfare though. All right, well, favorite achievement then. Oh man, I can't even think of it.
I have to be seriously 1.0 Gears.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anybody get Serious 4.0?
No.
Achievement right there, bro.
Like I literally have to only play that game to try to get that.
When I saw the count for Serious 4.0, I was like, bro, not about to no life this game.
All right, so I would say favorite achievement would be Mass Effect 3 when I had to the achievement you get for going all Paragon the entire game.
Oh yeah, that would have been stupid because that would have been against my whole nature of a player.
Exactly. I'm like, there are times when that little the red right trigger thing pop up, it's just like, go ahead and go renegade real quick.
Yeah, because some of them assholes say some stupid shit to you. You just want to cut into them.
You just want to be like that.
They're testing you.
It just tested me. I mean, like,
you.
but the reason why I say it's my favorite achievement is because the entire game I was just mad at myself. Like, I played through Mass Effect 3 like too many times to count, but that entire playthrough I was so mad at myself because it was like, why am I doing this? Just because there was so many times I feel like my shepherd is getting punked. And I'm not like really getting people that comeuppance, but then you get to the end and you can actually persuade the elusive man, you know, from basically you can actually persuade him to off himself, or I can't remember what happened, but it's basically your Paragon level actually convinces him to fight the indoctrination and kill himself, which I felt was like that was a pretty cool payoff for me. I think probably one of the hardest things I've done in a game is when on the highest difficulty I played Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I don't want to ruin who the final boss is, because if you haven't played the game, the final boss is like a huge shocker because it's someone you don't suspect, but that boss was so hard.
That boss was OP.
Yo, man, I was raging at like how ridiculous this boss was. Just like floating lightsabers all around the person. They all coming out. I'm like, what the hell is all this? Like, when you first attempted, you just like, really? Like, this is what we doing here? But
right.
Like, when you finally beat it, man, I was just so relieved and happy, and just like, you know, yelling at the TV like, take that mother, you know, like you really get that weight off your chest. So that was probably my hardest. That's the hardest one I can think of right now. I'm pretty sure there's like much worse.
Cool. All right, gentlemen, we're getting to that point of the evening where I'm losing my voice. So, and I'm gonna go play some Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Have fun. Have you had to spend any money yet?
You know what? No, I haven't. Not yet, at least. So,
not even an XP booster.
No. So, but yeah, I'm losing my voice now. As shit, man. Always happens this time of evening too. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But gentlemen, thank you again. Thank you guys, everyone in the live chat. Great conversation in the live chat as always. Forte, Slow-Mo, B-Money. Always a pleasure talking video games with you guys. Big shout out to Eric Jackson. Couldn't make it this evening. And we'll be back on live next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, hey, everyone, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your gaming. And we'll see everyone next week.
Peace.
Peace.